All right, we back with some more interview with your boy Donald Trump and Elon Musk, where they're going a little more in depth talking about Kamala Harris's track record on policy. It's just getting deeper and deeper. Now you got your girl Kamala getting caught with plagiarism.
Eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
She out here taking other people's scripts, saying it months after it was being said. That is not a good look, but for some weird reason, let that be Trump. Let that be Trump. If that was Trump, oh, y'all would be going in, no diddy. You understand what I'm saying? But because it's Kamala, you understand, y'all gonna pander to that situation right there, and y'all see no wrong, you know? But hey, I call it how I see it. You understand what I mean? If it walk like a duck, it quack like a duck, hey, it's a duck. You understand? So with that being said, watch what I'm talking about right here. This is the interview with Trump and Elon Musk, where he goes a little bit more in depth about that little scenario right there, right? Let's go.
And that's not the same as saying that everyone who's an illegal immigrant is bad. In fact, I think most people who are illegal immigrants are actually good, but you can't tell the difference unless there's a solid vetting of who comes across the border. Does that possibly represent your position?
I say it
Okay.
very simply. They have to come in legally. They have to be checked.
Yeah.
Because look, Kamala was the border czar. Now she's denying it. Everything that I do, she's saying she was strong on the border. We're going to be strong. Well, she doesn't have to say it. She could close it up right now. They could.
Remember when he was the one that was locking everyone up and sending them back, and he just started deporting people left and right? Hey, look, they were saying he was too strong on the border and oh, this, that, and the third. And now they saying they're going to be stronger than him on the border. Make it make sense. Y'all gotta stop letting people fool y'all, all right? Stay on track. Don't just be forgetting about what was done and said last year simply because new things happen. Remember what happened so you can compare it with the new stuff that's going on so you can make sense out of everything.
They could do things right now. It's horrible. No tax on tips, and all of a sudden she's making a speech and there will be no tax on tips. I said that months ago.
So this is the first time I've said this, and for those hotel workers and people that get tips, you're going to be very happy, because when I get to office, we are going to not charge taxes on tips, people making tips.
And by the way, they had just the opposite. You know, they had not only tax on tips, but they hired 88,000 IRS agents, and many of them were assigned to go get waitresses and caddies. And
Nah, that is a fact. I remember that right there. As soon as they got into office, I remember people were floating around this little information where they were saying something about how if you have anything more than 500 in your bank account or in your Apple Pay or etc., they're going to start reporting it to the IRS, and the IRS is going to start taxing every dollar, every penny. I remember that right there. All right. Go in the comments if you remember that right there. So now she's switching it up saying no tax on tips. Come on, man. That's flip-flopping right there. Which one is it? Which one? Like, are you playing with us or are you playing with yourself? Which one is it?
all of this on tips. They have a policy. They had a policy that they were really going to go after you and were really harassing people horribly. And then all of a sudden, for politics, she says, you know, she comes out with what I said, which I think is terrible. And I think it's also hitting them very hard. These people are fake. Now they're also saying they did a good job on the border. We had the worst numbers in the history of the world, not of our country. There's never been a country in history that has had a catastrophe like this. We've had, I believe, and I think you believe this too, you know, you hear 12 million, 13. I believe it's over 20 million people came into our country, many coming from jails, from prisons, from mental institutions, or a bigger version of that is insane asylums, and many are terrorists.
I'm not going to say that's the majority. I might say they probably maybe mixed in, you know, they're probably in the mix, but come on, Trump, don't do that right there. You're going to hurt yourself with that one. You don't need to make something, you don't need to exaggerate the situation to get the votes. You understand? People get it. They see what's happening, but it's not everybody. There is a lot of people really trying to get over here. They just not trying to wait through the process. I mean, you can't understand it because you never lived that way. You understand? Had you lived in their shoes, you would probably have a little bit of understanding. So sometimes you got to just think rational, not emotional.
And I'll tell you what, they're coming not just from South America, they're coming from Africa, they're coming from all over the world. They're coming from Asia, they're coming from the Middle East, They're coming from countries that are stupidly and horribly bombing Israel October 7th. They're coming from all over the world. And you know, you look at, it's so sad, October 7th, because it should have never happened.
See, that's the only thing right there I may disagree with. We can't look at it like one is not starting with the other. You can't just say they're the only ones being bombed, because they're also bombing other people too. You understand what I'm saying? So that situation right there is going to be tricky for both candidates, because I see they're both dancing around that question right there. That I have to say, you got to see that with your own eyes too. You understand what I mean? It seems like they're the controllers of the whole universe, because, hey, man, whoever's in either party, they both bend and fold when it comes to that situation right there. Hey, with that being said, make sure you go on Elon Musk's Twitter page. Make sure you go on Elon Musk's Twitter page and check out the full interview. Let me know what you think about this little clip right here. And yeah, if you like reactions like this, consider hitting that like button. Definitely subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell. I'll see you on the next one.